one's not. Okay, so you put your batter in, you flip the waffle over, and the timer will start counting down. Okay? I told you that normally with this particular waffle line, they give us the malted mix special for design. And what we did before we started cooking is we sprayed it with some pan spray, a little bit to get it seasoned. Once you get it seasoned, no liquid, no water goes on the iron because it'll cause sticking. It's just like some omelet pans and other pans that you're working with. All right. All right, let me reset this timer here. All right. The waffle batter, we talked about how the waffle batter is made. The waffle batter is similar to the pancake batter, except that you're adding more fat and you're adding egg whites. All right, so this waffle batter is made up here. We're going to test this out. And we have determined that the right size waffle for the class would be using a 6-ounce ladle. I'm going to use a 6-ounce ladle and put this in. Now, some of the things I saw when we went in the classroom was when we went in the kitchen, when some of you were putting it in, we put it in the center, and I saw some of you spreading it out like that. And what I'm thinking as a remedy to cut out some of the spots that were missing in the waffle and not being fully round is maybe just add a touch more. And then let the waffle line do the spreading. Let the waffle line spread it out. So close it and let the waffle line finish flattening it out. Instead of taking the ladle and flattening it out yourself, that's what's causing those little blank spots in there. I also told some of the other people who were using some of the other irons that were not made like this one, this is a Belgian waffle iron, so it's going to make a thicker waffle. The other irons we had with the other groups were flatter, and they were heavier. So that's why when you saw your waffles coming out flatter and looking thinner, that was just a regular sized waffle. It didn't have any real depth to it, any fluffy. Well, you put the egg whites and everything in there. You did everything right. But what happened was the waffle line pressed it down more. And that's another type of waffle. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just another type. It's not a Belgian type, which you want more volume with that one. I didn't turn my waffle line to get my timer started. So the timer started there. While the waffle is cooking, let me talk about what happened with the pancake a little bit. As I told you the first time we did this with the pancake, it all depends on the surface that you're working with. And we're going to use the griddle. When I saw your pancakes, when you were cooking your pancakes and they're using the griddle, a lot of you did a lot of good things, okay? When using the spatula to turn the pancakes. You went in like that, and then you flipped the pancake. That is good. If you do a side motion, you grab it with the side of it, and you flip it. If you go in the wrong way, you could create jagged edges on the pancake. So it's not a good idea unless you have a good spatula to go in forward like that. The side motion is good because you're using the whole width of the spatula. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're turning pancakes. Now, people use different techniques because that's what they feel comfortable with. Okay? Remember I told you when you first start out cooking pancakes, you want to get your surface seasoned. And to get this started, I'm just going to use a little oil to season this. You don't need a whole lot of oil when you're making pancakes. Okay? So I'm just going to season my pan a little bit. Then I'm going to wipe this stuff off. You put too much oil on it, it won't distribute the heat properly, and you get uneven coating on your pancake. Okay? What I saw in the kitchen was some nice, even, let me take one of these pancakes and show you what I saw. I don't know if you can see this. This is nice and even. It may be a little browner than what we want, but at least it's even. It's not going to be spotted. If I make it in this pan here, it's going to be spotted. And then you don't want anything like that. So let's see if we're going to get, I already know I'm not going to get that result in this pan. The only thing we're trying to learn here is how much batter to use for the pancake. We agreed that the amount of batter we're going to use, can everyone see this pan? Okay, we're going to use a 4-ounce ladle. And when I was looking at some of the sizes of pancakes, some of them were a little smaller, some of them were a little bigger. I think that's because when we dip the batter, we're not leveling off the ladle. Okay, you're going to level it off with 4 ounces and then put it in there. There is my timer. Okay. And my batter is spreading a little bit better than it was before. So let's see what's going to. Check my waffle. All right. My waffle looks good. It's a golden color, but you can see I got some spots here. I got a little jagged edge there. I got a little jagged edge over there. And the same thing I was telling you in the kitchen. What happens is the mixture's not spreading properly. Too little mix in there. The one thing I didn't want to happen didn't happen. That was batter oozing out. So from what I see here, I can tell that I didn't have enough batter. So when we say 6 ounces, it's a matter of sight. You always look and see if everything looks good. It may be that the batter is not spreading properly. It may be too thick. It may be that it's sat too long. And then look at this, uneven. Okay, you want it nice and even all around. Let me show you the example of a good one that I did earlier. See this one? Nice, even coating on both sides. None of it oozed out. Nice color. That's what we want to see in a waffle. And notice when I took it out, when I took the waffle out, even though I'm using the tongs, I lifted it first with the spatula. I didn't take my tongs and scratch my waffle line right here. So I lifted it with the spatula. Okay? In the meantime, I'm burning my pancake over here. All right. It's hard to cook a pancake on the stovetop in a saute pan. So keep in mind that we're using the flat top. The heat is distributed evenly. And you're looking for the bubbles. That's where the gases are releasing from the pancakes. And when it looks solid on top and it looks like all the gases have been released and the liquid is evaporating, that's when you flip it using a spatula. I'm going to flip it using the pan, but remember I told you to come from the side. If you go straight up, what's going to happen is, like I told you, you can ruin the edge of your pancake like that and you create a jagged edge. So a lot of times I come in, grab the whole thing, and then turn it over. You can see here where the air is escaping, and you see all the bubbles on top, gases is going out, my liquid is evaporating. The pancake has a good shape on it. I like the shape of it. And that tells me that the mix has the right ratio. So the only thing I have to do now is I have to get it turned. And since I'm not on a flat surface, I'm going to have to use my flipping talents here. If I don't make it, don't laugh. Woo! I made it. All right. Again, in a pan like this, the heat is not going to be distributed properly. I already know that. But I can tell you from what I see here and from what I saw in the kitchen, you can see the difference. If the heat is distributed properly, compared to this one, you can cook a pancake in here, but it's best to do it on a flat top so that you get even distribution of the heat.